right, we got taglines?
Yes, indeed we do. We have a ton of taglines.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's great. So here we go. There's a special night in the lives of all of us. A night to be beautiful, to be desirable. A night we can break all the rules and make our own prom night.
That was pretty
It's like the speech at the prom. So, next one. Everyone at Hamilton High is getting ready for prom night. It's a day of rehearsals, arrangements, final preparations, and last-minute phone calls?
Yeah?
Will you take me to the prom, please? They're too old for games, but someone still wants to play.
Yes.
Yes. Tonight, someone has come to the prom alone. Someone who watches in silent corridors. Someone who waits until no one can help. I feel like I'm just literally spelling out the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't really do it. None of these do.
These are the girls of Hamilton High. Tonight, they'll be more beautiful than ever before in their lives because tonight is prom night. And someone has come to the prom alone just to watch them dance, to see them fall in love, to see them die.
That's a plot synopsis, not a...
Yeah, but that was on the back of the
tagline.
VHS, I guess. If you're not back by midnight, you won't be coming home.
Because your parents lock the doors and they're very strict.
Some will be crowned, others will lose their heads.
Other will lose their head.
A prom queen's dreams turn to screams.
Does she scream?
Nobody screams. Nope. Everything is a
Yeah.
silent, like, slow motion throat slash. This year's prom night will be a scream.
Wrong again.
A killer waits at the high school dance. Also at homecoming before this.
Yeah.
The night someone came to the prom alone.
That's a different movie entirely.
Yeah, that's
That's
basically...
a movie about self-acceptance.
That's also, like, the night he came home, Halloween.
Oh.
And the last one, right at the end of the song here. For some, it's the end of innocence. For others, it's the end. Maybe it's the end of the show.
Yeah.
With a budget of $1.5 million and a gross of $14.7 million with one death by fall, one man fully engulfed in flames, thank you for that, one pair of breasts, one throat slash, two teenagers smoking weed, one death by stabbing, one death by fiery van explosion off of a cliff, one death by axe blows, one decapitation, one electrocution, one shooting, and 8 deaths in total, with a 5.4 on IMDb, a 45 Metascore, and a 42% Rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. It's 1980s Prom Night. Let's drop some bombs.
We're missing one killer party.
You're very pretty, pretty, pretty. My name isn't Pretty Pretty, it's Barbarella.
Fiddler with a tail. This is the omen with whiskers. Nostradamus didn't see this thing coming.
Oh, hey, man!
That's only his last name. He likes to be called Superman.
It's not who you go with, honey. It's who takes you home.
I'll see you at the prom.
Let's drop some lead on those motherfuckers!
Welcome to Bombs Away, the only podcast recorded inside a projection booth about bad movies. That's what we're about. My name is Jonathan Young. Joining me in the studio, as always, is...
The unibrow your friends told you not to worry about, and it would always be in fashion. Jared Seibert.
Tiny Lester. Yes, and today we're talking about the 1980 slasher, kind of holiday-themed in a bit of a way, Prom Night.
Prom's not a holiday.
No, it's not, but this was definitely a movie that was trying to go off of the Halloween theme, even by saying we need to get a big-time actress in Jamie Lee Curtis, which is what they did. And this movie also tried to get funding through Paramount.
But unfortunately, No,
They
because Paramount only wanted to do 200 theaters.
Yes, and the studio that they actually finally did get distribution for gave them 1,200 theaters. So that's great, for them.
Yeah.
So basically, Paramount went with the bigger bang. They went with Friday the 13th instead.
Yeah,
that
they
same
did.
year. And it makes sense why they did. I mean, they were going for more gore, more just body count. But though at the same time, like I said in the rundown, like this movie has 8 kills. I think that's around
In
the
a span
first
of
Friday.
30 minutes.
Yeah, and an hour of nothing.
I know. An hour of like, did you get a phone call? No.
Right?
Oh, I left my house early. Did you get a weird like yearbook photo taped to your locker? No, I was sick on that day. It's like, okay, cool. See you in biology. Like, no one's like worried about anything at all in this movie. Even when they're being murdered, they're like, oh shit. And they roll along.
No.
They don't even say no.
Yeah,
They're
they
like,
don't.
And then the one girl that puts up a fight for 5 hours for the entirety of the prom.
Yeah, well, the one stalking sequence that you could actually go to the bathroom, get a drink, and come back, and she's still running around. Yeah.
I did all that plus a nap. I was like, all right, girl, wrap it up. Die.
You did an entire 30-minute Tinder boost.
No, I don't have the money for that.
So before we jump into prom night, I just want to make sure that our listeners know that
it's a movie.
We're announcing right here, right now, if you're in the Southern California area, if you're LA, even San Diego, anywhere between there, we are indeed doing a live show. I'm announcing it. That's it. We're doing it. July 19th. Can't fully confirm what the film is yet because we're still trying to get rights from Alamo Drafthouse.
And wrongs. And wrong.
He's so funny today.
So witty.
We are still trying to get rights from Alamo Drafthouse, but I can try to give a hint. 1987 Taekwondo Dragon Sound. That's all I'll say. Because I can't confirm it just yet. Because it might change. But the date will not change. It's July 19th, right here at the Frida Cinema, 304 East 4th Street, Santa Ana, California. If you are within that area, please come see us. Tickets will be $15 in advance. You can go on our Facebook, links on our Instagram, just all over the place. If you're listening to this, and it is tomorrow, I don't know what it's tomorrow's date, the 12th. Things are not confirmed just yet, but if you're listening to this, say the 13th or the 14th on, we should have the Eventbrite site up by then, and tickets will go on sale for then. So, ladies and gentlemen, please come out and see us. There's going to be a live night full of theming. I wish I could tell you more right now. Maybe I could insert a commercial before this. As things get closer, we will have all the details ironed out by Mouse Hunt next week. Okay? So, let's dive into today's episode a little bit more.
We're diving into the shallow end because this movie is not deep.
Nope.
It is very surface level. It's like, hey, there's some kids playing a game called Killer. What could go wrong?
Yeah. So, yes.
Probably death. That's what could go wrong.
Do you remember this game or anything?
I remember a hide and go seek.
Yeah, because that's what it is, but where you pretend that you're a killer.
No, well, I just do that in my daily.
I mean, I remember pretending that I was like Jason. Like, I would just walk around the house.
Oh, I thought that was your
people.
brother.
Yeah.
I just thought I was different.
Yeah. No, you remember you would see a scary movie and be like, "Oh, I'm Michael Myers," like whatever.
Well, like you're the hunter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess this is kind of in that, but it's just hide and seek.
Yeah.
Right. So
until they start chanting "kill" at you.
Yeah, kill.
Also, I love that this is during the 80s when it was like, yeah, go play in the abandoned school before school.
Yeah.
Like, gosh.
Yeah.
How meta.
but
is
also
their future.
So we're introduced to a whole bunch of kids that I'll say their name now. It won't quite matter exactly. The names that matter here is Robin. Robin is the child who will unfortunately meet her demise in this scene. So
real fast.
Robin is the sister of Jamie Lee Curtis and the character of Alex. Okay? Jamie Lee Curtis's character is Kim. So Robin is the younger sister of Kim and the twin sister of Alex. But that's not something you know twin-wise.
Well, it's not supposed to be a plot point. It used to be, but then they took it out of the movie.
But it's in the television version.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I have seen.
I have.
Yeah, there's an additional 10 minutes to stretch this movie for 2 hours for made-for-television, in which we get more
chasing,
more red herrings. No, way more Leslie Nielsen. Because Leslie Nielsen is in this film in the theatrical version for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So you get way more Leslie Nielsen, making the red herring seem like it's more him. You get way
Is it
more.
just eating a bag of Swedish fish?
I'm so angry at that one.
I'm here for the jokes.
Yeah, they try to make you think it's him more. They try to make you think that his wife is having a mental breakdown.
Well, she is.
Yeah, yeah.
They're trying to make you think it because she's having one.
So, why the red herrings and everything is that basically these kids, these 3 girls and one boy.
Yeah.
Right? They're all playing their own version of hide and seek, and then Robin, this other little girl, comes in to join them. Now, Alex and Kim, the siblings of Robin, go. Kim's like, oh, I forgot my book. I gotta go and go back. But you guys go play in the abandoned warehouse or whatever.
Well, yeah. Well,
kind of.
She just says, like, go ahead.
Yeah.
They're, like, going to school. And then, of course, what's her butt?
Robin.
The sister, Robin, is like, well, I want to play. And then Alex is like, they don't like you. Good luck. And they just kind of keep rolling on.
Yeah.
Alex is like, yeah. What a good sibling.
Yeah.
Those kids don't like you.
And they're both dressed like the Hamburglar because
Yeah.
they're supposed to be twins, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't. The thing of them being twins was cut out of the theatrical, but it's in the television version.
Which was a shame.
Yeah. And I mean, it would give it away more.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly, it's all a bit stupid because you had 2 kids that witnessed other children at the school, and then one of the kids, your sister, the 2 kids that were like, hey, our sister just died. And both of them were like, well, we probably shouldn't say anything about the kids playing at that school.
Right. Okay, so...
What?
Yeah, they're all playing at this abandoned school, and they wind up, like, cornering and, like, kind of taunting and teasing Robin, and she climbs up on a windowsill.
To back away from them.
Yeah, to back away, and she backs out of the window. So she falls out of the window. Then the movie decides to double down and drop another window on her. And
hey, sometimes windows are just, like, out. They're out for you. They have a vengeance.
And so...
They really just want to cause you...
Pain. God damn it.
They want you to be like, window... Oh!
So all the kids, in pure kid fashion, like, I believe this, they were like, nobody talk about this. They'll blame it on us. I don't want to go to jail. Like, just they're making up their own theories of what would happen if somebody found out they were involved. So instead, the cops get there at night to find the body, and...
Which is like... No one looked sooner...
Right, because, like, immediately they're going to question the siblings, be like, where'd you last see her? At the abandoned other school.
With the other kids that were here.
Yeah.
Like, these cops are terrible.
Yeah.
But also, Leslie Nielsen's chilling on the 3rd floor, like, God, my daughter fell out of this window. I'm glad the police are letting me walk this crime scene. God, the 80s were
He seems to have a lot of power for just a school principal.
But then he sees his wife at the body, or like getting out of the cop car, and he's like, "Ooh, I gotta run downstairs and intervene."
No.
And he's like, "Oh, honey, did you see that? God, she's real flat."
Honey, please don't. No, you didn't hear the voiceover. They said it was probably a child molester.
Yeah.
Which is what you hear this police voiceover being like, he got him again.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, we just jump to like, it was Chester the molester, the only child molester in town, right?
And then it shows him immediately loading in her paper-thin body into the back of a maintenance vehicle with rope.
Yep.
For the times that they have to tie up the bodies. As well as, I don't know, what are like monkey wrenches on the side?
I mean, it was also like... Well, I mean,
it was definitely like the plumber was like, I'll pick the body up today. I've got the space in the back of my truck.
It was the Jeepers Creepers van.
Yeah.
And then, so now we flash forward. If we assume that if these kids were, I don't know, 10, now it's they're seniors in high school, right?
6 years.
Sure.
It said 6 years.
Did it say 6?
Yeah.
You are going to be more on point on this one than I am. I promise. So
we'll see.
Now it's the day of prom.
God, sorry, they were playing hide and seek at 12.
Yeah, it makes it
but
seem
then
worse,
again, I was
doesn't
playing it at a lot older too. Never mind. Everything's fine. I wasn't trick or treating at the age of 17.
So, do you remember your prom?
I went with friends. Me and one of my friends. The slow song of the night was Halo by Beyonce, but because it's like, do everywhere I'm looking now, and it breaks down, we would like dance like no one was watching when it was breaking down, and all the couples around us were really, really mad about it. But we dealt with that, and then afterwards, we went back to my friend's house, and we all hung out there. There was no drinking involved because all my friends during that time were like, drinking's bad, and I was like, I drank a handful of times, but we could have fun. But I didn't want to impose, I'm not that type of person. And then I fell asleep on a love seat next to 2 of my friends.
Okay.
Well, one was in the middle, one was on the other side. But then by the end of the night, I had to lay on the ground because my friend turned into a furnace, and I could not be around her anymore.
Well, I guess...
But she is still my friend. The other guy, he's married, and we don't care about him anymore.
I guess it's better than being chased around in a glittery ski mask.
Yeah, I didn't die, so that was good.
Right?
I did see a car crash, actually, on my way home.
Oh, wow. Was it one of those ones that they staged on the front of your lawn at the school?
No, this car, as we were driving, it wasn't paying attention. It was people from a different prom, which is weird.
That is weird. Were they out of the moonroof of the limo?
No, we could tell that they were in fancy dress, but they swerved and hit the side of a cement wall on the highway and bounced off of it. And we were like, "Well, that sucks for them." And just kept going.
Wow. You just rode by. You were like, "Yeah,
I didn't care."
Lehigh football rules.
Oh wait, no, that was my junior year when I was invited to prom because we had a senior prom, and if a senior invited you, you could go, or if you were a senior, you could go.
I mean, I think that's pretty standard fare.
Yeah, some schools are like juniors too, but that's probably the smaller, weaker schools.
Well, if you were dating or you were a date of somebody, you would just and that was kind of the goal.
Yeah,
for a lot of people,
date a senior.
There were some freshmen.
I only went to 2. Some of my friends went to all 4. Whatever.
I only went to my own.
Nerd.
But so mine was. I remember we were a class that kept complaining about financing, being like, we've done all this fundraising, what the fuck's going on? And we tried to get our president out of his position, being like, we've done all this fundraising, we don't know what it's for. That was the campaign that the next people for senior year were running on. And then in a mic drop moment during the election, he was like, you want to know what it was for? Boom. He was like, the National Aquarium's where we're having prom.
Wow.
Yeah. So Baltimore is famous for having one of the 2 best aquariums in the country, right? And
the other one is the ocean.
Correct.
Great aquarium. Love it to death.
Oh, and that's the show, guys.
That was the stupidest joke, and I wasn't even trying.
I love it. But what an amazing prom they have this gigantic 2-story food court.
I thought you were gonna say fish tank. I was like, they better.
directly next to the ocean. It kind of makes the ocean feel jealous.
They had a huge fish tank and like some other smaller fish tanks, and it was like, oh my god, water.
But they have this giant like dolphin tank, and they set up all the tables around the dolphin tank, so the dolphins like kept swimming by like during dinner, like what up? Like they'd float all slow.
The dolphins were like, I would fuck her. Dolphins are notorious for rape, by the way.
You put it in my blowhole.
They are. They're really bad. They're dirty.
So, great night. We got full room of the entire aquarium, except for, legitimately, this was the quote, like, we couldn't get the rainforest. We were like, we don't want anybody fooling around in the rainforest.
There's a rainforest in your ocean zoo?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an entire, like, habitat. Like, it's not just, the aquarium is just more than that. It's like, it's got a rainforest portion, and like, oh yeah, it's awesome.
So it's a zoo?
Yeah, for marine life mostly.
Water zoo.
Yeah. But that was my prom, and then I, like you, just went over a friend's house and fell asleep on their couch. Yeah. And that was life.
It was like, woo, after party. And then it was like, okay, there's like 15 of us here, so I'm going to hang out with these 3.
Yeah. Right. And like American Pie had just come out for us too, so there was this like, is it going to happen? And I was like, it's not going to happen for me.
I don't even, there might have been a bowl of chips, but other than that, it was like, it literally was like, all right, you guys tired? Yeah, I got to return my tux tomorrow morning, so let's get to bed.
Right?
Like,
why did everybody have to return it like next day?
Because was like the ass crack of all tux rental.
Right.
It's like, be back ASAP.
Right, our tux says I have to be there by noon.
Well, you have to clean it as soon as possible, otherwise the cum just stains it
that
for
is
life.
True.
So,
mine was
or the
clean,
blood,
though. Or the blood.
I had neither on mine.
So,
mine had drool from myself.
Point being is that we did not die like the people in this film. Nor did we have sex like everybody in this film. Nor did we...
calling me out, thanks.
Hey, I mean, you said it was uneventful.
Nor did I have a light-up dance floor.
Okay, that's where I was... Thank you for, like, literally transitioning into this thing. I mean, there's some character development we'll get into here, but, like, Prom Night, the movie, as like kind of like classically filmed as it is, if you like to like to have a lot of light let into the lens the entire time.
Okay, alliteration. Jeez, calm down.
Like to have a little light let into your lens.
Jeez.
Let some light into your life. No, it's classically filmed in a way that like makes everything like overexposed. The whole movie.
Oh like, yeah, literally, there's lens flare everywhere.
Everywhere, but not like JJ lens flare, not like direct like star sparkle. More of just like the entire thing is a haze. Yeah, right. But that
maybe the hazer was broken and it just kept going.
That gets really annoying when your entire prom scenes are nothing but like disco lights everywhere. Like, how do they have the budget?
/ almost everyone's wearing rhinestones.
Yes. Disco balls, disco floors.
I was like, I don't care anymore.
The name of the prom is Disco Madness.
Well, before they're even at their disco prom.
Yeah.
So there's a dead child. That was pretty sad.
Moving on.
Yeah, and then...
Leslie Nielsen is the principal.
Yes.
And he's also the father.
This was the most serious role I've seen Leslie Nielsen in, which I was like, okay. And then I didn't even, like, I saw his name in the credits, and I was like, I don't think that's him. And then it wasn't until the dance that I was like, oh, yeah, that's him.
Yeah. So I still saw Lieutenant Frank Drebin as a principal.
Is he...
That's Naked Gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, that's not Airplane. Got it.
No.
Sorry, so I was about to go, that's not the one on the airplane. And then I was like, it's literally called Airplane.
Yeah.
I was like, just say the title.
Okay, so you think more Airplane than Naked Gun.
I saw the first 15 minutes of Airplane.
Uh-huh.
And I know he's in it.
Yeah.
And he says, don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh, yeah.
Also, hold the mayo.
Yeah, that's another one.
The only stupid jokes I know.
Or where he's telling them everything's going to be fine, but there's a nose that's growing out of frame, like a Pinocchio nose, out of it, like, and it's super long. It's just like the psychic.
Leslie
this
Nielsen
is why I'm
Airplane recap podcast.
I know, you're right. Wait till we talk about Airplane 2 next week with William Shatner at the helm.
Oh God!
But what I find fascinating is that you haven't watched the whole thing because I feel like Airplane is your entire sense of humor.
Right up my alley.
Yeah.
And my alley is so wide.
Oh.
It's
was going
almost
there
a
too,
street.
But
It's a one-way street at this point.
right up my cul-de-sac. Oh.
I think we're going to say Coleman.
So, yes, it is Leslie Nielsen. And now Leslie Nielsen is not only the principal in this film, but also the father of Jamie Lee Curtis and the character of Alex, which is Jamie Lee Curtis' brother. So, you find this out. I mean, you found it in the beginning thing, but I didn't really put it together there. I put it
They all
together.
had breakfast together in a house. Their home house.
They seem to be in a different.
I said in a house.
They seem to be in
one of those
different
things.
rooms of that same house.
No, they all went down for breakfast.
I thought Jamie Lee Curtis and Kim and Alex, were eating breakfast and having a conversation of how Alex isn't taking anyone to prom because he's also doing the sound, which I'm like, who got that lucky position? That's not a thing.
I thought there was like an interjection of like the dad or the mom at some point in there.
The dad and mom were like reminiscing over Robin's photograph on the fireplace mantle.
Yeah. Well, then didn't Jamie Lee Curtis walk up? You know what? It really doesn't matter because the first hour of this movie is like exposition that kind of, even at that point, is just pointless.
Yeah. So
like, it's the entire movie is just me. Get to it.
Yeah. So we're introduced to Alexander Hamiliton Senior High.
Yeah, which I was like, oh, cool. One of the people that probably didn't have the worst use of slaves, maybe. I don't know what Alexander Hamilton did, but he wasn't the worst one. Wasn't the worst white guy, I think.
I'm over here going like, I don't know any songs from Hamilton to finish this joke.
I don't either. I was a theater major, and people were like, you haven't listened to it yet? And I was like, that soundtrack is 40
lost, like, 5
songs
people.
long. I'm sorry. I listened to the Mean Girl soundtrack. It's a good 14, 15, and I was like, great, cool, love it. It's fun. It's neat. Sorry, history, rapping, 40 songs. I'm white. I'm dumb. I don't have that attention span.
I'm still
That's
trying
my
to learn.
excuse.
I'm still trying to learn the Humpty dance.
I'm still trying to get my head around Rent.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I have problems with Rent
We're
all
not
the time.
gonna pay. That's what renting is.
Yeah.
God.
So we're also established to another red herring in here is the gardener or the groundskeeper or the janitor of the school.
Yeah.
Who's just kind of a creepy pedophile type.
Yeah.
Right? And
Well, okay. So before that, though,
yeah,
because you kind of jumped ahead to all the girls getting to school, right?
Yeah.
Or the principal and the
phone
kids.
calls.
Well, yeah,
I'm
there's
sorry.
phone calls.
Yeah.
Basically, every child that was at the murder scene gets a phone call and is like, I'm still ready to play.
Kelly.
I know. I'm like,
hello? What? Hello?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
What?
I'll see you at the prom.
I'm sorry, Star 69 doesn't exist, and I don't really... My caller ID's busted.
Hey, it says Kelly. Can you put Kelly on the phone?
What?
It says Kelly's mom.
No, this is her dad. Why did you think I was a woman? God, everyone... Angela! Angela! They thought I was a woman again.
Would you just put Kelly?
Kelly left for school. I gotta go.
Oh, could you
Click.
Could you tell her I called?
But that kind of actually does happen to the guy, Nick.
Yeah, it does.
He's like, yeah, whatever, it's my phone. We'll get it later.
Yeah.
And just walks out. Him and his dad living in apartment 101.
Fucking Nick never opens his phone.
Yes, so then they all get to school.
He leaves a voicemail.
You know, he's like,
What would that be? Answering machine message back in the day?
voicemail, a recording.
Mick, if you get this before 6 p.m., please call. Call
646.
524-9837.
What area code did you go with?
It's 1980. There's no area codes.
I don't.
That was a thing. There wasn't area codes until I was in middle school. I know. I remember.
God, what are we in Britain? Ugh.
I mean, there were area codes, but just meaning if you were in the same area code, you didn't have to punch it in. It was
I
only
know.
for
That's
long
still
distance.
like the same thing.
Yeah. I just mean like they're in the same town. You just be, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well,
It wasn't like,
yeah.
or I was like, call.
I just always give my area
7.
code because I'm out of state. So I'm just used to it.
Yeah. And people go, where's that from?
Yeah.
It's like, it's 2018.
Or like
Grow
because
up.
I'm 314 and one of the main area codes of Southern California is 714 or 314. What? 314. Okay.
I think you're dyslexic.
And I'm like, no. My dyslexia will kick in later.
Right.
Trust me. It'll be fine.
So, yeah, each one gets a taunting, not super threatening, just being like, well, that was weird.
Yeah. No one's
Right?
like, oh my God, they know about the murder.
Right.
That actually happens a lot. Like, so they
With
go
the
to school.
mirror thing
yeah,
later?
they have
Yeah.
their own like full-on day of school.
Yes.
But like each of them gets like a posted photo of them torn out of the yearbook in their locker. And they're all like, hey, that's weird.
With a glass shard of mirror in
Well,
it.
one of them only has the glass shard.
I thought they kind of all did.
Oh. I thought only the girl that looked like the one actress from Princess Diaries.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
It's her
I
best
kinda
friend in
do.
Princess
Yeah,
Diaries.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait for me. And then there's like 2 people in front of her. And she's like, no, not you. I don't know you. And then
Right.
keeps running. She looked just like her. It could have been her mom.
So, they don't really react. They don't give a shit.
They're like, who
Like-
would vandalize a yearbook?
Who
They're
would
so
put,
mad.
Yeah, who would put glass in my face?
Hey, I'm in the yearbook committee. And like, this is really rude. We worked really hard to make sure everyone's quotes made it onto that page.
Yeah.
My quote was a Winnie the Pooh quote.
Nice.
It was Piglet and Pooh, and it was, are we going to be friends forever? Forever and ever. It
Yeah,
makes
that's
me
really
sad not thinking about
It's
it.
really regretful when Winnie the Pooh looks like a murder monster now.
Well, yeah, he does. He looks terrifying. Give him some, like, iris. Give him a white in his eye.
Mine was regrettably Ferris Bueller.
I mean, that's not terrible.
I know. It's
Ferris
just
Bueller
it's
aged
too
well.
cliche.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't know with
life
Winnie
moves
the
pretty
Pooh.
fast.
If you blink, you miss it.
I always wanted to be Ferris Bueller. I'm
Oh,
a loser.
God. Wow.
You're still
mean,
here. Go home.
Winnie the Pooh.
So yeah, okay. We're introduced to the girls as adults. We have Jude, which Jude doesn't have a date to prom, and some random person who looks to be the inspiration for Julia Sweeney and her character of Pat just rolls up in a van, and immediately he's like, "Hey, baby, like, you need a ride?" And she's like, "I guess." And
Was he supposed to be like 15, but with a vehicle? But also, like, did he go to the school? Like, how big is the school? Like,
I
how
don't
do you-
know.
what's happening?
Yeah, how do you not know
I
this
don't
kid?
understand.
Like, you have a cool 80s shaggin' wagon,
yeah,
and you look like that, people know who you are.
yeah.
Right?
Like, he's definitely, especially like if you're one of those people that approaches strangers, like, he's definitely going to be one of those weird kids where it's like, oh, you know him, but
So-
it's just like he's got his odd group, but like whatever, let him like lead him.
First time I saw this, I thought that he went to a different school.
Okay.
Then
But he's
when
at
I
lunch.
watched this again today, right, he's at lunch. So, I don't know. But this is,
Maybe he's a transfer
his name
student.
is Slick. That's his nickname, right?
I'm slick. I can tell. That's what he says to him.
No,
That's what Nick says to
yeah.
Slick.
God, that's a poor choice in character naming.
Yeah.
So then also, we go over to the side plot where basically they've recreated the backstory of Halloween.
Yeah.
With Leonard Murch, who was the person that was blamed for Robin's death, and then apparently in a flashback we see that they tried to question Leonard, and he ran from the cops and got into a vehicle accident in which he then caught in fire and fully engulfed in flames, and now he's been like bedridden and burned his whole life until he decided one night on prom night, which also happens to be Robin's anniversary death
Yeah.
of anniversary. That's way too many things going on the same night. Like, get your scheduling together, guys.
Conveniences are very, very all over the place.
Yes. And so Leonard decides tonight's the night he's going to kidnap a nurse and escape. He then, and this is all off screen, but it's established, like, he then kills the nurse in the same abandoned school, right? Coincidences again abound. And then takes her VW Bug and is driving around, and you see that in one scene you see him drive past the school, right, later on.
Yeah.
And so it literally is just Michael Myers. It's Michael Myers who escaped from the hospital and now is out to get revenge and stalk the night, right? Mm-hmm. That's the red herring that they're putting there. Also fake. Gonna tell you guys now. There's no spoiler alert here. It's like, this is so obvious. At least to Jared. It wasn't fully to me.
Oh, I just called it at the very start just because I was like, that seems plausible.
Yeah.
Because of their.
It was between two people for me.
Yeah.
It was who it was and Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not Leslie Nielsen, guys.
Yeah.
So also established here is that there's a bully in the school who looks like he's 38 years old.
And he's got like a unibrow and like buck teeth. And it's like, he's even made out to be like the we all have like the
Greaser?
stinky person.
Oh,
not
stinky?
even the greaser. The stinky, like.
He's definitely kind of slow.
TPT. You know? Trailer park trash.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Which, like, there's nothing wrong with living in one of those places. I've thought about doing it for years because a tiny home, I never have to clean that much that I get all to myself. Yes, please. But he's definitely that what's it called? People that doodle you to make you look bad.
A caricature artist?
Oh, yeah. He's a character of...
Oh, I got it. I thought I was like kind of making a joke and you were going somewhere else.
He's a caricature of the bully.
He's actually a caricature of actually John Travolta in Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, he is.
And I'm not doing that as being like, oh, trivia. No, like his whole side plot, the way he dresses, the way he looks, and what he does is... with the main kind of girl who's still a bitch. Like, the rest of the girls kind of grew up, and I guess they're all just living with the guilt, but they're decent girls.
Yeah.
Like, there's one that's still just a bitch.
Isn't that kind of obnoxious in horror movies when it's like, they killed this person 10 years ago, and they still deserve... Like, obviously, like, don't murder someone.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, that's probably eating them away on the inside, and they're going through some shit.
So, the one boy who was... in on it.
Did I just condone murder?
Yeah, you did. I mean, subtly, but
I was like,
you did.
Sometimes murder's all right. As long as you do it in a group setting.
As long as it's like eating you up inside for 10 years.
Yeah, then it's fine. It's your own 10-year prison.
I mean, if you can like do the like a hand face wipe and you have no emotion, then you should see somebody about it.
Basically, they'd all get manslaughter because it was really no one who actually killed her, or at least, second
nobody
degree?
getting anything. It was just an accident, honestly.
Yeah, but if they charged something, it would be something with a super weak sentence because our justice system sucks.
But they're also minors, so nothing would have happened.
Here nor there.
Nothing would have happened.
Yes.
But they didn't know that, but that's not the point. The point being is that...
they're all gonna die.
Yeah, but they're all living with it too because the one boy who was in on it is now dating Jamie Lee Curtis in the film, like their prom king and queen, right? And he wants to admit to her in one scene by the beach where he's like, I've
by the bluffs.
Yeah, I remember that night and everything, and he wants to come clean, and then the school bell rings, he never gets to tell her. Yeah, right. So I guess he tells her by the end of the film that we don't see. But so Lou, the bully, is hitting on girls, kind of skeevy, smoking in the hallways, and also wearing a ski mask just around school, right? Being like, is this what you like? And you're like, no, why would anybody like a ski mask?
I mean, at first I was like, yes, we can't see your face. But then I was like, it's also not just about your face.
Right.
There's more to it than your looks, dude.
Right.
Like, God.
So, just like John Travolta and Carrie, he gets into a fight with Alex, and they both get taken to the principal's office, and Leslie Nielsen, in a weird turn, is like, basically Lou is like, I know what's going to happen here. You're going to play favorites, and you're going to take the side of your son.
I like this.
And he's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because you're a piece of shit.
He's like, you're the scum of this city, and I'm tired of dealing with you.
Right?
And he's like, you're expelled, which normally means like you cannot attend school events.
I thought he said suspended. I mean, I guess either way, it doesn't matter. Like, it'd still
Expelled,
be the same.
Suspended.
Yeah,
you're
you'd
not
still
at
not be able
school.
to attend, you know?
Yeah. Then he shows up and he's like, yeah, I got in. What are you going to do about it?
Which is the only thing that separates him from, because this is exactly how it goes down for John Travolta. Like, somehow Carrie gets the main bitchy girl and John Travolta suspended from the dance or something. They're not allowed to attend, and they extract their revenge by the whole pig's blood thing.
I thought it was John Travolta got... Nope. Who's the good girl?
The good girl, you mean from Carrie 2? That's...
Well, she was in Carrie 1.
I know. I'm just referencing an old
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, I was like, she was in the first one.
No, she was also... she was somehow attached to that incident.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Dropped a screwdriver.
She was also somehow
Trying to murder.
attached to that incident.
Yeah.
But that's another movie. Like, who cares? The point being is that, like,
they didn't attend.
Right. He is copying the John Travolta role, right?
Yeah.
But in this one, the main bitchy girl, Wendy, hates that Kim, Jamie Lee Curtis, is with Nick.
Yeah.
She wants Nick.
Well, her and Nick used to be together, but then Nick was like, it's just not going to work. And
Right.
she was like, but I want it to. Like, she just was like, but my feelings.
And then we get a confrontation between Jamie Lee Curtis and Wendy, in which the iconic prom night, like, line that's through all 4 prom nights is, she goes, it's not who you go home. It's not who you go home with, honey.
No.
It's not who you go with, honey. It's who takes you home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that line I like. I really do enjoy that line because I'm like, all right, I didn't know that was the competition in high school, like just who takes you home, like because who took me home?
Yeah, I was like, people put the media puts a lot of weight on like,
Sure.
prom means boner city, and it's like, no.
Save room for Jesus.
Yeah.
So yes, Lou gets suspended. Alex does not. Alex is the DJ for the prom. So now, after this, just basically Wendy makes a kind of like a plot to be like, hey, Lou, you got suspended or expelled or whatever, and now you and me are going to go to the prom together, right?
Yeah.
And you said
it's
you
like-
had this plot down. Well, kind of.
They
Like,
make a plot, but like somehow they make an alliance, but they don't really show it. But then I think Lou reads too much into it. He's like, yeah, we gonna get it done and then get it done.
Oh, right, because he calls her, like, what are you wearing? Like,
Yeah.
later on. She's like, I'll wear what I wear.
Well, no, he's like, what are you wearing? She's like, right now. And then she goes, oh, to the prom. A dress. And I was like, God, she's getting real sexy.
Right? So, as this is also happening,
You know, if they got married, they would probably be like that trash couple around town.
oh, yeah, no, they'd be the, in Romeo and Michelle, the woman who was, like, super popular, but it turned out her husband was, like, a piece of shit and cheating
Yeah.
on her the whole time and stuff.
I thought you were going to talk about the girl that invented the fast-burning cigarettes for the woman on the go.
No, that's Jeannie Garofalo.
I love that character. And I love Jenny Garofalo. She's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no that like if there, I wonder if there is like a reunion horror movie. Huh?
There is now.
Anybody
TM.
listening? Yeah,
reunion.
Like, right in. Is there a high school reunion horror movie that we should be doing?
High School Musical 3.
It's a disaster.
Yeah. We're all dying together. There's a knife. There's a rope. Oh no, he's dead, Troy.
Wow. So you knew that, but not Hamilton.
Okay, I loved High School Musical. I grew up with it.
You just like Efron.
Not really.
So now, so there's this locker scene out of nowhere where like it's kind of a shower scene, but it's nowhere near gratuitous as like Slumber Party, which was awesome.
Yeah.
This was just like, hey, there's some girls, and here's her backside real quick. Also, right before this, one of the girls moons like the gardener.
Yeah.
Just to taunt him. So we got like an ass out of nowhere, just full ass in the frame. And then, I don't know, they're talking and somebody breaks a mirror, right?
Yeah.
And is I guess to scare them, I don't know. But those same mirror pieces later on are going to be used to stab into the little pictures and placed in their locker. Which,
and
how did he have the
throat?
Well, yeah, that too. But how did he have the conversation?
Wait,
what? How did not the conversation? How did he the combination to their lockers?
Oh, I figured they just like left it unlocked because some of them just didn't
Just
have
all of
locks
them?
on it, or
Yeah.
But also, okay, so I'm pretty sure they didn't have assigned locks. But what happened in my high school? I was a teacher's assistant, and I went through his files and found out that all of the teachers have access to the locker combinations of every single student.
Whoa.
So I could go in through those files and figure out anyone's locker combination I wanted to. Did I ever use it? No, because I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Did I want to? Yes, because I'm a bad person thought.
What would have been the end game there?
Put like a spider in someone's locker.
Here's
I
a
don't
fish.
know. Yeah. Haha, it stinks. Like, I didn't have enough enemies. I didn't have any enemies. I was really well liked.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's prom night, right? We're gonna skip. There was a rehearsal.
It was prom day.
There was a rehearsal
prom
for some.
night. Yeah.
I don't know why there was a rehearsal.
Well, it's like there wasn't even voting. I was like, oh, come on. You got to earn it. You can't just be like, we loved her and him. Great. Like
Done.
the gym teacher decided with the biology teacher.
Right.
It's like, God, you picked what you wanted.
There's even a voiceover during the rehearsal where they're like, this is what you voted as the most popular. I was like, that's not what you vote for.
Yeah.
Who do you
We
guys
know
think is
their
the
name.
most popular?
Yeah.
You're like, we already know who that is. Like, we don't need to have a vote on it.
I felt really good after high school.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay.
Oh, did you do superlatives?
Yeah, I didn't win any.
You didn't win any?
No.
Oh.
I tried to. Like, a few people voted for me for Best Eyes and Best Friends with my friend Scott.
Uh-huh.
But we were fighting at the time.
Best Eyes. You guys got very specific.
Oh, Best Eyes was just a contest for blue eyes.
Best nose.
Actually, no. My year, they took out Best Eyes because they were like, only blue-eyed people win. It's like, well, have better eyes.
Don't have
Jeez.
shit eyes.
I know. Sorry, you got brown.
This isn't a conversation for poop face.
Yeah. Hey, you're full of shit.
I love how but yours are just Best Eyes.
Yeah. Just
good,
basic.
good hair.
Yeah.
No, I had
Class clown.
No,
Best dress.
no.
That's what we had.
Oh, I thought you were talking about mine. So everybody was gonna give me class clown, and I didn't. I started like campaigning against it because for some reason I was like, I don't
The
want
ultimate
that.
class clown move.
Right? So I was like, I don't want it. I want something more prestigious.
One of my good friends got class clown, actually.
Yeah?
And then so she went to a different college, but then she transferred after her first year to my college, and we became best friends. Maddie
Nice. So yeah, I got class clown like in my pocket, and I was like, I don't want it. I was like, how about like class thespian or something, right? And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll make that up.
Tried
right?
to gay it up.
Yeah, I did.
God.
Hey,
You're like, hey, what about like most anal? And they're like, "You're not gay," and you're like, "I know, but what if?"
What if? And I got that, but then they still had to do Class Clown because it's like one of the originals, you know. And they gave it to this other guy, and immediately I was like, "He's not funny at all," and I was like pissed. Like I can't have it both ways. I was like, "This is bullshit. I should have got both."
Right. So after high school, we were in college, obviously. So we were back in our hometown. It was me and one of my good friends. And me and my friends, we always used to have, like, photo adventures and whatnot. Because a few of them were photographers. And, like, we'd, like, not, like, post it obnoxiously online. But it'd be just like, hey, Facebook, this is what we did. So then we're back in a grocery store that was frequented by everyone that lives in that town. And someone was like, "Oh, do you still see, like, these people and these people?" And we're like, yeah, we see them, like, whenever we're all in town and stuff. And they're like, "Oh, that's so good." And this is, like, a popular girl. Like, I'm pretty sure she was nominated for, like, Homecoming Queen. She was like, "That's so awesome. You all seemed like such good friends. And you all seemed like you were having really fun times." And, like,
this already sounds sad.
Yeah, well, she was just like, it was basically like, "I was popular and part of the popular crew, and we never did fun stuff like you guys did. Like, you all just seemed like you had genuine friendship, where we were just like, we're popular and friends." And we were like, okay, cool.
It's nice that it seems like you guys weren't caricatures from a movie.
Yeah. We're like, sorry you were just living out the popular fantasy that was fed to you instead of forming real bonds.
I watched a lot of Nickelodeon and just went for the popular girl. And I don't know what
Sabrina
her life...
didn't explain that to me.
Nobody did the episodes later in life, so I have no basis of what she did afterwards.
Clarissa.
Yeah, same actress, so I knew where you were. Right?
It was like I mixed them, but then I was like, it's not right, and it could be played off as a joke. But I also wanted to like make sure people didn't know I didn't know Clarissa.
Oh, hey Sam. I know what you're doing. And Ferguson. I remember Ferguson. Right?
Ferguson.
All right. Anyway.
Back to the movie.
We're
They're all
at prom
dead
now.
Oh.
So, everybody's at prom, and this is where you get the iconic song that was made up for the movie. Prom night. Prom night. And it just goes on. Yeah. Like, it's the full song.
Well, also just like the movie, it just kind of goes on. Yeah. There's nothing
just
more
like
than
this
like,
episode, honestly.
Prom night, and you're like, okay, it's still prom night. Like, well, how is it still prom night? Like, hasn't it been 48 minutes? It's prom night. Like,
it's time to go.
The credits are rolling, but we're on prom night. Like, God. It's Tuesday morning, but it's prom night. Like,
yeah.
You're graduating college, but it's prom night. Sorry, I had to take just one more step.
I was gonna go. You've had your first child, but I'm like, oh no, somebody did.
It's your kid's prom, but it's prom night.
Oh yeah, yep.
Someone had a kid at your prom.
There was a couple people that had kids within my school. Yeah,
I thought you meant at prom.
No, at the prom. No, there was a proposal at mine.
That's pretty stupid.
Yep, it was.
We had a few kids, but it was okay. We had a daycare attached to our school.
Yeah, same. Oh. Yeah. And that's what I meant. Like, there was an entire, like, it was on one wing where it was like, here's a daycare, but it's also close to, like, the stoves and home ec. And they're like, yeah, this is your life, so here you go.
Get used to it.
Right?
Because we don't know how to teach you other skills than that.
And there was also, like
Mom means you can't be an actual person in society. God, gender rules.
Right?
Gender rules, more like gender sucks.
Your boyfriend that knocked you up as soon as he gets out of, like, he was like locked down to like being in the same high school, and that's like, you can't seem like a deadbeat dad when you go to the same high school as your baby mama and the child, because the child is basically going to high school too.
Yeah.
Like, that's
really advanced child.
Feeling like, damn, this is really sucks for me. I can't leave them till after graduation. So now, like I said, we're at prom night. Like, there's a full fucking disco floor. Like, I don't understand. There's a disco floor. There's like chasing lights, like marquee lights in this like, I don't know, like rainbow circle, like half circle. There's an entire runway with more chase lights. I don't understand why you would go to these lengths to build something that is for 2 people. Like the whole stage and runway.
You know why?
Why?
Because it's prom night.
Everything is all right.
That's about it. That's really just the entire movie.
Yeah. So, because there's a part where, so Wendy and Lou come in, and Lou's just wearing jeans with, like, a tuxedo shirt, but he's wearing actual tux and tails, like, jacket. So I'm like, get it together.
After he was like, yeah, my tux is in the back seat.
Yeah. But he also has, like, minions that are wearing, like, white tuxedo T-shirts. And I was like, where'd the minions come from? Because they weren't suspended or even brought into the principal's
really bad,
office.
Actually, a really great animated movie, Despicable Me.
Oh, God damn it. So they walk in, and Jamie Lee Curtis with Nick, and she's like, let's show them how it's done. And, like, immediately she's like, put the theme song on. Prom night.
Dance off with no one but just us.
Yeah, and
like,
they just
God.
dance, right? Which apparently is the dance that they rehearsed earlier in the movie.
No, I thought...
Or was that a slow dance? Supposed to
earlier
be?
They rehearsed the slow dance of, like, get the crown, do the slow
with Halo.
Dance. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. And...
Yes.
With a halo!
That was just them being like, let's do our own dance. Have a blast.
Yeah, I'm ready to see me now.
Gross.
I think ours was like, I hope you have the time of your life. Yeah.
There's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Look at the slideshows going on the projectors.
And it's like,
I don't know why I had a teacher that was British in this rendition. Look at the slideshow on the projectors. Or maybe it was Steve Irwin was my teacher. I don't know.
He was still alive then.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at them having the time of their lives. Anyway. All right, guys, don't come to the live show.
It's terrible.
We are
It's
horrible. People like everybody's just asleep. We're just talking about Green Day.
So at this point, we've got all of our lovely dance established. We know that everyone is gearing up. Well, actually, they've already geared up to have a good old fun time. But there's one girl in particular that's like meeting with her friends, all of Jamie Lee Curtis and them, and she's like, well, I don't know if it's the right time. And they're like, just bone him. Because she's been really upset about her sexuality recently. Is it Vicky?
I think
maybe?
it is Vicky.
Vicky, Kelly, one of the two.
Vicky's the one that I feel either Vicky or Kelly. No, it is Kelly.
Yeah.
Right? Kelly was the one earlier with like the pigtails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Kelly.
this is Kelly, right? And this is where for me, like, I think Kelly was the one that it was the little girl that also had pigtails. They were like, keep her in pigtails, you'll get it, right?
Kelly was the one that was really upset and was like,
right, the one that actually cried.
Happen.
Yeah. And this is where I'm like, I don't really remember you.
Yeah.
Like, and you said it off mic that you think that this was actually the best performance in the film.
I thought she was pretty good.
In this moment, yes.
Yeah, I thought she was great at what she did.
Oh, yeah.
But she...
So what did she do?
Act.
Oh, I thought you meant sex.
No. Well,
she was
didn't
great.
do that. Yeah. She was great in saying no. But, yeah, so it's her and a guy that she went to prom with, and she's been nervous about it the entire time. She's like, yeah, I'll just go through with it, and they're in a locker room. But then she's like, I'm sorry, you know what? I just don't want to. And he's like... oh, well, girl doesn't want to have sex with me. And he walks out and he's like, I'll find someone else.
Typical 80s pressure in.
I'm going to find some other thing to put it in. And like stomps off. And she's
I'm going to go find a watermelon.
She's like, you'll be back. He doesn't come back.
No, but neither does she. Because.
Well, she doesn't go anywhere. Well, she goes
somewhere.
To a different plane of existence because I don't know about the existence of heaven or hell.
Yep.
But she goes somewhere.
Yeah, so she is sitting there crying in her own despair, and the killer just slowly steps up into frame.
In his ballet shoes. In his one-piece cat suit.
Okay, so the
Creeping
killer in
around.
this film is wearing skinny pants, a black turtleneck, black leather gloves, like driving gloves, and a glitter ski mask.
It's like a textured fabric, but it just kind of catches too much light.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, it's like that kind of wool that also like had a threading in it that's like kind of silvery, right? So it's like black wool, but it also has like, it's like Brillo pads got like threaded in it.
Yeah.
So any light that it catches, which there's a lot of light in this film that just leaks through into the gate, and it just makes his mask glitter the whole time. It's just sparkly.
Shimmers.
Yeah.
So cute.
Hey, gonna kill you now.
So he slits her throat.
With a piece of mirror glass.
Yeah. She's real dead.
Mm-hmm. And then we move on.
Yeah.
So we
And
move
then-
outside to
Vicky?
Jude.
Oh, Jude.
Jude and Slick, right, who have left the prom in order to go have sex on the bluffs in Slick's super sick van.
Smoke some weed.
Pretty envious. I had
Fuck some
3 of these
gloves.
kind of vans in my time.
I thought you were going to say sexual experiences.
I in the van too, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. You can't have a van like this, a shaggin' wagon, if you will. And, well, that's kind of more, I mean, like, the term can be thrown around, but it's more for a station wagon, like that 70s show style,
Yeah.
you know? But you can't not have a van like this in being like in your teens, early 20s, and not get high, get drunk, and try to have sex in it. Like, that is what it's for. Most people are like, vans are multi-purpose recreational vehicles for camping and great fun experiences. I'm like, yeah, all that.
Hey, my van is a
but,
tiny home. Come on. Yes, I drink and get high in it because I'm a hippie, but it is a home.
Yeah. It's accurate.
Said the one tiny home person listening to our podcast.
Hey, we know a tiny home person.
We do.
So
They're a midget. Sorry, little person. That's a lie. They're not a little person.
Oh. Yeah, no, the little people we know, they just live in hole 12 at the mini golf course.
Oh.
Don't
offend
windmill,
anyone.
The windmill. No, they don't care.
They don't care.
We
They
already
love the
did
windmill.
tiptoes.
I know,
You're
I
worried
know, I
about
know, I know.
offending little people. So we did tiptoes. We've done Ewoks. We plan to eventually do Howard the Duck. Like, what do you want? So they're smoking weed in the back of this awesome van. I just love the way it looks inside and out. Like, I was like, this is straight up a 70s, like, awesome. I think it was an Econoline, which is what I had. And
Economy line.
yeah.
I know shorthand.
I've had 2 Econolines and 1 GMC Safari, and I love them to death.
I'll pretend like I know everything outside of the word econo.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's like leaning up against the door.
Sexy, like.
There was a scene where they were like, let's go have sex on the bluffs, and they start making out outside of the van, and then they hear something, or like, let's go back to the van.
Yeah.
So kind of pointless that they just went back to the van.
They smoke a little weed,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden he's like, man, it's real nice boning you and stuff. And she's like,
Yeah.
totally. And then the back door opens, and he's like, no. And she gets stabbed. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like,
Yeah.
that is the scene.
Yeah, she
And then-
leans up against the back door, and the back doors fly open, and so she falls backwards and is like half out of the van.
She does not have a fighting chance, which is
No.
so unfair that
Yeah.
the other guy does. The other guy that we're just introduced to, like, she gets stabbed, and he's like, no.
Yeah, he's like one of 2 people that had nothing to do with.
Clambers up to the front seat.
Yeah, right?
Like, fighting off this killer and dude. Nothing to do with it, like you're saying.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with the past incident of 6 years ago, but he saw it, so he saw the kill. So he's got to die. And this is a pretty cool scene. Like, this is this van that we speak of. I like this was, okay, so the killer is like
a lot of going in circles.
There was.
And when I say that, I meant he was physically
when
driving
I say that, I mean
in a lot of circles. He just kept going in a circle.
Well, there wasn't a lot of room out there on the bluffs.
And around. And it's like, so the killer, he's like driving in a circle. The killer's like attacking him from behind, but then he falls out the back of a van.
Right.
But then the killer comes up to the driver's side, but then he somehow falls out like the passenger side. Like the killer is somehow like falling out of every hole in this van, but climbing back in a different one. I don't know how it happened.
I mean...
And then the killer's like, well, I'm going to fall out of this hole because it seems like you're about to drive off the cliff.
Right.
And then he's like, whoops, I drove off the cliff.
Yeah, and I love the explosion because it was a real explosion in which apparently the stunt coordinator stole this van.
Yeah.
And then was just like, well, I stole it, so now we got to blow it up, I guess, to get rid of the evidence because he just drives it off a cliff. It's a really nice pyrotechnic explosion that it seems to explode before it hits the bottom. That's always, how vans and every other vehicle explode in films.
Fender bender explosion. It's okay.
Yeah. It was a Pinto, but it was a van.
Yeah. It had a lot of Pinto aggression.
So Slick's dead. And now we're moving on to the bitch, Wendy.
God, Wendy, great survival instincts, I guess, but man, I did not want to see 45 minutes of you running around.
Yeah, this was
Wendy.
like the
automotive
Night
shop.
song
No one cares about the automotive
song.
shop, Wendy. Get out of there.
No, nobody does.
Go to
My
the
school
home ec.
turned it into a black box theater.
My school still had it. And the only reason I went to the automotive shop was because it was my study hall because I failed Japanese. Sorry, I electively did not pass Japanese because I quit before they submitted the grades and I got a not applicable or whatever it's called.
Okay.
I was very not good because I didn't even learn how to say not good in Japanese.
No. I was lapsapdoi.
What?
Lapsapdoi. It's like,
I don't.
it means fucked up.
Okay.
I don't know. It's from a movie. It's probably not right.
All right.
Oh, don't make it awkward.
I know. Ha. That
Oh,
means
yeah?
mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ichi, ni, san, shi.
Anyway.
1, 2, 3.
So,
Yep.
Wendy, she's doing her makeup. She hears a noise, and then boom, there's the killer. This time he's got an axe. I don't know where he got the axe. Doesn't look like a fire axe, just a normal axe. And then he chases her through the halls. We got a lot of establishing shots that yes, indeed, the school is a school. And like all schools, is padlocked down, other than the areas that are going to be full of people.
So that I don't think is a thing anymore. I think it's a little bit different to where you can go out, but you can't come back in once they're locked.
I think a lot of schools probably have push bars now.
The padlock thing was a thing, though. Like I oddly remember that. It was really creepy.
Well, I think because like old push bars, you couldn't trust it. Like people could still like rip them open with enough brute strength, and I'm like, Jesus, like what's so important in the school? I want a television on top of a cart that's ratchet strapped to a cart.
I want those chemicals that the science department has.
Well, that's probably a real thing.
Actually, never mind. Scratch that. Edit that out. Thank you.
So, and that's what happens. He chases her through the science class, the chemistry class. And then he chases her into a closet in which the janitor is watching.
Yeah.
The
Off
whole
to the
thing.
Side. He's just
Right?
he's got great survival skills.
And then she runs out of that closet and goes down some pair of stairs. And then she's in the mechanic shop, and she hides.
Ran through every subject. Like, she should get an A just for that. I'm sure she got, like, an honorary certificate.
I'm surprised she knew where they were.
Like, geez, I know.
Right.
I'm surprised she wasn't like, oh, we have this? It's not just cheerleading? Weird.
Yeah. Wow. Math. If I only knew math, I would have lived through this.
PE looks real different outside of the gym.
Yeah. PE looks real different outside of the boys' locker room. So, yeah, she's now in the mechanic shop. There's a car there. She hides inside the car. I don't quite remember why she decides, like, he doesn't really see her laying down on the bench, but she decides to, like, make a move or something, and then he sees her and, like, tries to go through the window.
She made a noise or screamed, I thought.
Something. I don't know.
It doesn't
but
matter.
then she
ends
runs
up
more,
dead.
and then she runs into another janitor's closet, and this is where she sees the first kill of the what is it, Vicky? No, Kelly. Yeah, she sees Kelly. So her throat is slashed, and like her body, of course, as all of the movies that we do, falls at the right moment in order to be like, ta-da! And then she screams because of that, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you're in this closet," and just hacks her with the axe. And then now we're moving on to the finale.
Yeah.
Like, this is what sucks is, like, you would think that in this moment, we're like, this is what we're building up to. This is what's exciting. This is why we do these horror
Finale's not
kinda
even
themed.
a good payoff.
No, it's not. What sucks about it, and like I say, like, I genuinely enjoyed the film. Like, we're giving it a bad rep, but like, I'm like, cool, right? Wasn't technically a bad movie. Most people wouldn't say. I mean, it made 14 mil off of a 1.5. So like, you know, it's just that it's so artfully made, and so, because of that, also so slow paced. And when it came out against like Friday the 13th, and you know what that is, you're like, try harder, Canada. You know?
Yeah.
So
Real.
So now, Lou, the bully, and his minions, they go. Nick is waiting behind stage, waiting for Jamie Lee Curtis to get there, so that they can be crowned prom king and queen. And he ties up Nick, and then puts on the crown. And like, so that was their idea, Wendy and Lou's idea.
Take over as prom king.
Right.
Queen.
So basically, it was just to embarrass them. So it'd be like, they'll never forget this night.
Yeah.
Like, okay. People are going to be like, it's not who we voted for. Oh, wait, I didn't vote. But this is bullshit anyway. Or maybe they'd be like, I guess that's our prom king and queen because I didn't
everyone
vote.
Voted for them.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. But
Did you
either
vote for
way.
them? I didn't, but maybe others did.
I thought he was suspended. Yeah. And didn't she kill someone? Like everybody actually knows.
Yeah.
Wasn't she supposed to die already? And so while Lou is waiting for Wendy to show up, but she never will, the killer shows up back behind the stage and lops off Lou's head, but not before also, like, he's swinging his axe and he swings into electrical, like I don't know, like a fuse panel or something.
Yeah,
right? The lights of from the I don't know, the Rainbow Bridge.
He gets shocked.
I don't know.
He gets electrocuted.
Right, but that's what because I don't think the audience would have noticed that Lou's head has lopped off and then slid across the catwalk stage if it wasn't for the fact that everything's like electrocuting and shocking and shorting out, and the music's turning off as well, or like malfunctioning, because they're like, what the hell? And now their attention is on the catwalk, and there's Lou's head just there on the catwalk. And I don't know, do we even want to bring up this trivia piece?
Well,
because it's so sad, as an actor, right?
So Lou was like afraid of being underneath the catwalk, which he had to do to like poke his head out for the effect. But he was so afraid of it because he thought something bad was going to happen that the director had to hold his hand.
Is his name. Yeah.
Yeah, he was mooching off of that director and his hand holding.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, the director had to hold his hand because he was claustrophobic underneath the catwalk stage. And you're just like, come on.
Hey, dude, can you hold my hand?
You're 38 years old. You look like a grown adult.
I know.
So, yeah, that's what happens there. And then people are just like, freaking out. And, I don't know, Jamie Lee Curtis goes over to Nick, who's behind stage, and sees that he's tied up, unties him. As they try to leave, the killer is back awake, and he gets one more whisper in over the Prom Night theme song that is now playing again. Still going.
Yeah.
Still playing.
85 years and it's Prom Night.
The killer is like, now it's my turn.
Well, he
starts.
He goes, now it's my turn. Sorry, I was running.
Sorry, I'm still really out of breath from getting electric shocked.
Real.
What can I have this dance? And he starts going after Nick. And this is where you kind of are like, okay, I get it. I know who the killer is, because Jamie Lee Curtis is trying to stop the killer. And instead of the killer, who has prime opportunity to do her in as well, right, is pulling his punches with her as he's going for Nick. You're like, all right, it's one of two people.
See, okay, so I was like, I thought I knew who it was, and then at that point it focuses on his eyes, and I'm like, oh, those are really female eyes. I guess it's the mom. But then I realized I was right once we got outside.
Okay, so they have been pretty much setting it up that it's like, look, here's the deal. It's either Leslie Nielsen, the father, his wife, the mother of the child, or it's
Alex.
Right before this, we're established that the Michael Myers red herring, the Leonard Murch.
He's like 50 miles outside
they're
town.
like, we caught him. He's like not anywhere around here. So that got negated. And also the janitor has revealed to being like, I've seen a killer. There's a killer here. So it's not the janitor.
And they're like, he's
right?
drunk. Take him home.
Yeah. But before that, all those were possible options.
Yeah.
Right? So we're down to like 2.
I still thought it was Alex.
Okay, so yes, it is indeed Alex.
I'm smart.
Which I think also makes sense as why maybe the whole twins thing was cut out. Because I think it would have been even more obvious. Being like, you killed my twin sister, like, you're all going down, right? So, but this gets revealed because Jamie Lee Curtis grabs the axe and basically gives a blow to his head, and then, like, the killer, they're able to lock eyes, and she's like, huh. And, like, he runs away out into the crowd of people that have evacuated the building, and the police are there, and they fire upon him, and he dies, and she pulls off the mask.
I didn't think the police actually shot him.
No?
No.
Oh, no?
They
Maybe
just walk
not.
towards him, and they're like, oh, no.
Okay, we'll
And then
strike
he,
that
like,
from the rundown.
Yeah. He walks up, Jamie Lee Curtis holds his hand in his head because she hit him in the head with, like, the blunt side of the axe.
So she killed him. That's right.
Yeah.
She killed him.
She hit him with, like, the flat side of the axe, but I think it was just kind of like a wound that really messed him up.
Yeah. And then he, like, and this movie likes to remind you of the beginning a lot.
Yeah.
Because it continually is, like, flashing to being like, that's Wendy. That's the Wendy kid. That's her. Oh, mind you, I never mentioned it, is, like, whoever they got to play Jamie Lee Curtis as a child and whoever Alex was, were, like, spot on look-alike.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, well done.
It was
but
just
also, Nick and Alex, I got confused throughout the whole movie because they're both, like, look like they're from the set of the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, sandy blonde, like type
sandy
blue
curly
jeans.
hair. Yeah. And so he dies in her arms, and then the movie decides to play some like slow
Janice
like
Ian, like in the winter, more blankets for the cold. It's so sad and painful.
Yep. It's the tale of my bloody Valentine. Like that comes back basically.
And the trees can't hide their feelings.
It's Harry Warden and he's here to kill in the mine. Yeah, but this one's just dumb and more folksy, and I honestly would have rather gone out with a bang and like played the Prom Night theme for the third time. You know?
No one would have been like,
more,
the
or
title
more somber
song.
this time, like Prom Night.
You'll never forget your prom night.
You're gonna be talking about this in 20 years.
You'll hear the song again at the 10-year reunion.
Call bullshit on that girl who invented Post-its. So that's Prom Night. Would you recommend this? The W's. What do you got?
I would recommend it to anyone that wants to see some of the origins of the Scream Queen, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Absolutely.
That's kind of about it.
Yeah, I would do that. I would definitely recommend it to those who are really into, just like My Bloody Valentine and stuff like that. It's like 80s Canadian horror, where it's like, this is what it is, guys. Like, it's decently filmed. It's kind of slow in a lot of places, but I mean, I genuinely enjoyed myself. Like the second time I watched it, I kind of had to do it just to get through it. But the first time, like, I just watched it to enjoy it, because I was like, "Ooh, Jamie Lee Curtis and weirdly Leslie Nielsen. Like, what's going on here?" And I will say that, like, watch it once. If you've gotten this far, you're already spoiled. So sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say watch it once for the Jamie Lee Curtis Scream Queen thing that you said. That's a good recommendation. So yeah, that's Prom Night from 1980. Some little things that we didn't mention is that they did remake this in 2008, but it is not the same plot whatsoever. It is a straightforward, just like, this guy stalked me when I was younger, and now he's stalking all me and my friends on prom night. Like, it is straightforward, just a, like, slasher flick in that way. It's not like, there's no revenge, there's no, like, kid plot, like, or anything like that. It is just like, this guy's crazy, and he escaped from the mental ward, and he's killing us all, you know? So it's more straightforward in that way, but I would have appreciated if it actually was this plot instead. And there are 3 sequels to this, and they are the real reason I picked this, because this one is okay. It's where the next one goes, where it's basically like the ghost of Mary Lou. It's called Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2.
Oh.
And it is like the ghost of like a slut from the 60s who dies in like a fire, very Carrie style, but just her. She dies in a fire on the stage on prom night in like 1959 or something, right? And then her ghost then goes into the body of like the current prom queen to be for prom night, and she has like ghostly telekinesis powers, and there's a girl that gets crushed in, she like hides in a locker. That's like the most iconic scene, is she gets inside a locker to hide from the killer, and the killer's just like, I got mental powers, and squishes her in the locker. Like, that's how ridiculous it gets. And then it goes on from there. There's like, I don't know, religious things in like part 4, and like it gets crazy. And that's why I picked this, because like, we need to, just like Friday the 13th, we need to get through the good ones to get to the bad. I always want people to be like, yo, like, for example, what? Slumber Party Massacre. Yeah. We love that first one, right? But we needed to do it to understand the second one, right? Not as much on this, actually. Like, this one stands alone. I just wanted to do it as part of the series. So, that's the Prom Night series. Look forward to that as we go. Maybe one day we'll get to part 4, like 3 Junes from now. So we genuinely appreciated this film, but some people fucking loved it. So, like we do every time here, it's time for Give Me Fives. Jared, you found 3, it looks like, right?
So the first one is someone that is not American.
Okay.
The second one was
Is this going to be difficult for me to get through, just like English-wise? Is there going to be typos? Okay.
Yeah, there are typos, but like, feel it out.
Okay.
Say it like it's said.
Okay.
Say it like it's typed.
Are these in ordered like like I should read them? Okay. So here we go. First one's written July 16th of 2011 by Fernando Valley, titled Nando's Review. I am very happy with this video I bought from Amazon. I'm always looking for terror movies, and the actress Jamie Lee Curtis is one of a number of... Oh my God, already. And the actress Jamie Lee Curtis is one of a number 1 for me, daughter of Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh. The people that is about to buy this item will not be disappointed in all aspects. A movie fan like me can give a opinion, horribly misspelled, about this item with the surely a movie fan like me can give an opinion about the item with the surely that my experience gave to me. I hate you for this. I invite everyone to buy this film, and after you can blame me to be irresponsible, in my opinion. 5 stars.
And after you can blame me to be irresponsible, in my opinion. What does that mean?
He's from Brazil. It says here. Fernando Valley from Brazil.
You can blame me to be irresponsible, in my opinion.
God, now you're just trolling me. All right.
Yeah. The next one doesn't have a title because the title was the entire thing.
Next one, written October 8th, 2015 by Elizabeth Thompson. This movie is half scary and half not get it and watch it for yourself. 5 stars.
Which I was like, yeah, that's actually about it. That was the closest review to the actual movie as possible.
What does she mean? Half I don't get it, or half like don't buy it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Final one for the day. Written November 21st, 2014 by the movie guy. Well, he's going to be an expert. Titled, Mr. Sykes, this is just for you. Now, who's Sykes in this film? Because we didn't really, I think, was that the gardener?
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll call it that.
He writes, this is the horror classic that had it all. It paved the way for the future horror films as well as horror parodies, particularly Student Bodies.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it is a parody. The film starts off with a childhood incident which later relates into killings. The film seems to have it all. Creepy janitor suspect, former killer/suspect on the loose, disco ball.
Sideball.
I mean, you can't have a horror movie without a disco ball. Creepy dial phone with no caller ID.
It's the 80.
Yeah, I mean, any movie.
Yeah.
Before, 95.
Right.
An axe, a killer who is omnipresent, a drive-in diner.
Okay.
A shower scene, bad soundtrack, bad fonts, and this guy's
I know.
I love Photoshop.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis. It is a campy horror by today's standards, but a classic in its time. F-bomb, butt nudity, near sex. 5 stars.
Butt nudity. Near sex.
Why not just nudity?
F-bomb. Like a 13-year-old is like, yeah, there's butt nudity.
Side boob.
I know.
So that was Gimme 5. Thank you, everybody, for listening and putting up with us for this episode, putting up with Prom Night. Just to kind of reiterate, yes, there is an event, a live event that we're doing. We promise that, because what we're doing is we're screening the film and then going to talk about it after. So we really promise if you come to the event, we're not going to go through every aspect like we do here on the show. Yeah. It is like the highlight reel of the what the fuck of this movie, because it is a WTF of a movie. I promise you that. Really? So if you are in the Southern California area, please go to facebook.com/bombsawayshow. Follow us on Instagram @bombsawayshow and Twitter @bombsawayshow, and you will be able to get information about our live show. It's Thursday, July 19th, here at the Frida Cinema. You can Google Frida Cinema for the address, but it's also 304 4th Street, Santa Ana, California. Okay, so if you're not in California and you really, really want to see us, all your people in New York, Jarrett,
nope,
come fly over. Is Mama Bear coming to see us?
God, I hope so.
All right,
our biggest fan.
Yeah, are we? Yeah, Jarrett's mama is our biggest fan, and if she's not there, apparently we have to cancel. So it's all depending on her.
Yeah,
and That's what he told me. So, but that is extremely important. Please come out and support us. And I mean, even if you can't, I'll try to put like maybe a donation button or something like, so that we can keep this going. This is a huge thing for us, and we want to make sure that we do it right and we do it right by you guys. But so if there's something that you really want to see in the event, let us know, and we'll try to make it happen for you. Also remember, it is audience participation. So, when you come and you see the film, take some notes or write your own jokes or point out some things, and by the end of the episode, we will be passing around the microphone to anybody who raises their hand and wants to point out something that we missed. So there's plenty of things going on. We're giving away prizes, and it's all going to be laid out. I promise you, it's going to be laid out in the beginning in at least a commercial for Mouse Hunt going forward all the way up until July 19th, and also our Shorties episodes. Okay. That just about does it for us. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, because that's where we get in those new stories and stuff. You got anything to plug?
Nope.
You're always.
Yeah. I mean,
so that just about does it for us. I'm Jonathan.
I'm butt nudity.
Oh. See you at the prom. Hey guys, John here from the Bombs Away podcast, and I'm here to talk to you about what we always wind up talking to you about, the Frida Cinema. But there's a reason. It's not only our home, but it's an amazing venue. Now, I know what you're asking. What is the Frida Cinema? Well, it's a program of the Long Beach Cinematheque here in California, and it serves Santa Ana and neighboring communities as a non-profit art house cinema dedicated to enriching, connecting, and educating communities through the art of cinema. Now, how does it do that? Well, I'll tell you. It has amazing directors series such as Martin Scorsese or Mel Brooks. Oh my God, when's the last time you saw a Mel Brooks movie on the big screen? Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety, Blazing Saddles? There's so much. Or what about Lloyd Kaufman, which has amazing films that we'll be doing on this podcast, such as Toxic Avenger or Class of Nukem High? Or how about Friday Night Freakouts presented by OC Weekly? That is something that we do here every Friday night. And we're talking about crazy sci-fi or horror or just off-the-wall things such as the 70s musical, The Apple, or how about Hackers or Lost Boys or Child's Play? These are the kind of movies that screen here. And what if those aren't your thing? What about anime? Well, we have the huge hit Your Name that just came out. Or what about the classic Akira? Yes, Akira was screened here with subtitles or without subtitles, your choice. What about, if anime's not your thing, how about double features such as Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead? And you can't really be an art house cinema without getting those kind of indie feature films such as Moonlight, which was Academy Award winner, Best Film. Right here, before it was even nominated. It was right here. Or what about The Void, which is on Netflix? Or just amazing cinema, and it's all right here. For more information about the Frida, showtimes, location, everything film and entertainment, go to thefridacinema.org. Or follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/thefridacinema. Or on Instagram and Twitter at the Frida Cinema. The Frida Cinema. It's for the filmmakers. It's for the film goers. It's for you.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb. What's your bright idea?